What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about archetypes and what can go wrong with archetypes. So if you haven't watched the other couple videos I've made about archetypes, please check them out. They'll definitely give you a groundwork for this. I want to talk about hijacking. So sometimes in a chart, one planet can sort of hijack your dominant archetype and really put a hold on some of your sort of development and your expression of your identity. And although any planet can really do this, the planet that I see doing this the most often is the moon sign. So the moon can really pull you away from your archetype. So again, in my chart, my archetype is basically Sagittarius, Jupiter, and Gemini. A spiritual teacher communicating philosophy to other people. My moon is in the first house in Sagittarius. And here's how the moon can sort of hijack the chart at times. The moon is what we're greedy for, and it's what we sort of desperately need and what we'll never get enough of. And living in alignment with your archetype and your true nature is actually requires a lot of courage and bravery, because you're really exposing yourself and you're putting your real self out there. So when the moon sort of hijacks the chart, it sort of keeps us in our safe space, and it can keep us chasing after something. So I've seen this a lot with really any moon sign, but there's some that are a little bit more tricky than others. When the moon's in Leo, it's peregrine. Peregrine, that means the planet has no natural dignity. It's sort of wandering and lost. Moon in Leo, people can really need a lot of validation and affirmation. And so they can really chase after opportunities to get validation that might pull them away from their purpose. So if your personal archetype is like a Saturnian sort of business person, and you have the moon in Leo, you could be chasing after recognition without really doing the business work and the professional work of cultivating sort of a foundation, and I think sort of delay your process. My moon's in Sagittarius. It's also peregrine. And the moon in Sagittarius is obsessed with its freedom. And so we'll do sort of anything at any cost to sort of maintain like a no strings attached sort of relationship to all things. So sometimes I find myself really pushing against any type of commitment, even commitments that could be really beneficial for me. So that's one way. And then also, like, the moon in Scorpio can really hijack the chart. The moon in Scorpio it's in its fall. It's very weak in Scorpio because it's really hard on itself, and it's really craving emotional intensity, whereas the moon is actually better off feeling more security. So the moon in Scorpio deals with a lot of insecurity, and so that insecurity can really hijack the chart and pull energy away from the primary goals. So again, the moon is really the main planet that hijacks sort of the chart and sort of pulls you away from living out your archetype. But you know, as with all of this kind of stuff, as soon as you're aware of what that is and as soon as you know it, you can't really run away from it anymore. You can't really escape it because it's like right there. You know, it's a little bit of Pandora's box. You can't ignore something you already know. So if you know what your moon sign is and you know that it's sort of pulling you away from your purpose, then put that moon in place and tell it that everything's okay and that you're going to follow your purpose, and you don't need to worry about those particular things. So that's an overview of how the planet can hijack the chart. Let me know what you think about that. If you're having trouble figuring out how that really works for you. And let me know what else you want to learn about astrology. Please check out my website, dannyp.com. I have lots of articles there. I also answer questions on Quora.com pretty often. And I love hearing from you guys, so please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.